'Tis a new day, my friends, and we all know what that means. Raft Chapter 3 is once again a topic of discussion on this channel, and in this video we'll be covering exactly how I think the Chapter 3 update could change Raft forever. So it's currently early November, and the release date for Chapter 3 is still completely up in the air, and we literally do not have a clue when we may get this update, and a lot of people are disappointed by this, but for me personally, I enjoy it. The anticipation and pure excitement for something so big is just so unmatched, and it gives us all something to look forward to. However, that's not what I'm here to discuss today. We've spoken enough about the release date, and I still don't think it will be outside of 2021. But it's time to talk about the impact which may come about when Chapter 3 does finally release publicly. Some more notable than others, but I'll start with some features that are generally quite unknown. So with the renovation update came a load of new animals, including the great jellyfish, which will receive a few changes within the Chapter 3 update. Currently, jellyfish don't have any utility, nor can they do anything other than look pretty. However, in Chapter 3 this all changes. It's already been confirmed by numerous concepts and developer comments that deep parts of the ocean, like at the bottom of Varuna Point, will feature the occasional jellyfish, and they'll be given the ability to actually sting you. This will be a massive nuisance, I can already tell, but hopefully we'll have the opportunity to maybe kill them and perhaps even farm them for some kind of chemical or material. This isn't the only creature which will haunt the deep parts of Varuna Point though. Next up is the Anglerfish, which was teased numerous times within the 40-second dev blog. This thing looks like it could really hurt you, as I'm pretty sure they're super poisonous in real life, but correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, expect to find them while you're exploring the deep parts of Varuna Point. Anywho, it's time to move on to yet another creature being added into Chapter 3, and this one's a little bit of a crawler. The Scarab, confirmed to be some kind of beetle, similar in size to the rats, and will apparently not feature inside Varuna Point. While speaking about this new Scarab creature, the developers said, quote, "We were asked if they are going to be located on Varuna Point. The answer is no. They will be on another new destination," unquote. So does this 100% confirm a new location which isn't Varuna Point, quite likely being an unsanitary place perhaps, or essentially an abandoned location? Well, the developer also outlined something else while talking about the new location, and it went a bit like this. Quote, "All we can say for now is that it will be crawling with these little buggers, and we are having a lot of fun working on it," unquote. So definitely some kind of sewer system, or perhaps a location filled with trash. Do we think that the nuclear power station island could be the location which is filled with these scarabs though? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you're enjoying the video so far, leave it a like, it helps me out so much. Anywho, it's time to discuss some new items which may or may not be coming in the Chapter 3 update. First off, a brand new weapon, which I actually discovered through an accidental leak on the internet. Yes, while browsing some developer art showcases, I found that the developer, Felicia Helston, actually has a public 3D model of a harpoon gun on her ArtStation website. But I know what you're thinking, a harpoon gun doesn't have to be linked to Raft, could have just been a fun project. But the caption says it was designed for Red Bee Interactive in the winter of 2019. However, it's never actually been implemented, and I feel like this update, where it really is all about the deep ocean diving and scuba gear and all that stuff, would be the perfect time to put it into the game. And let's be real, it'd add a lot to underwater combat and some more modern advancements which are always very welcome in Raft. Also, the design is so neat. I love it so much, and it really does fit into Raft perfectly. So after covering all of those creatures and a couple items that could well be added into Chapter 3 like the scuba gear and the harpoon gun, it's time to discuss some theoretical additions which, although not being 100% confirmed, could very likely be added into Chapter 3. First off is a better version of the current collection net. The collection net has recently been renamed to the Simple Collection Net, which could quite possibly indicate the future edition of an advanced or perhaps even an electric collection net. Listen, I'm not sure this will be added into Chapter 3, but it's very likely, and I'm starting to get my hopes up since this update looks as if it will add loads of new modern technology, and that leads me nicely into my next hope. the addition of automation within chapter 3. Obviously, I take that with a pinch of salt since after all I'm the one saying it, but it's something the developers have spoke about constantly and have actually said they'd love to add it in the future. So I believe this is probably the best time for it. Imagine a world where your raft could be filled with automatic collection nets, where it drags everything in using an electric magnet or something, and then auto fills nearby chests with trash and perhaps even auto sorts it. I mean, I know that's an ambitious thought, but it would practically allow for unlimited possibilities. And one last thing which goes along a similar line is the possibility of a new electric grill. Currently there is both a basic and an advanced grill, however no electric one, unlike the electric purifier for example. So we could get ourselves a massive electric hob or something along those lines. Anything like that would be absolutely awesome. Now, although I have a bunch more features which I do think quite possibly could feature in chapter 3, like more building materials and even more building blocks, new standard islands, and even a boss mob for us to fight at the bottom of Varuna Point, I'm going to move on now and discuss how chapter 3 could possibly affect the business and development side of Raft. Now, chapter 1 caused Raft's player count to go from a mighty 2,500 to about 16,000, and then chapter 2 was even more exponential, causing the player count to go from 4,600 to about 41,000 at its highest. So if we take those figures as a pattern, then surely that means chapter 3 will cause Raft's peak player count to rise even higher than before. More YouTubers will try it out and do even more playthroughs, causing all of their subscribers to come and play the game again, so it's possible the player count reaches heights of, who knows, maybe even 75,000. And if we're lucky, we may even see it past 6 figures. Imagine, whether that day comes upon release of chapter 3 or in the future when chapter 10 releases, it will happen, because that's the kind of exponential potential that Raft holds. So with this massive player rise comes a big impact on the community, and it's quite possible we'll see the Discord explode with new players who love the concept of Raft. And along with that, hopefully our community can grow, and I look forward to seeing all the new Raft players come in, and maybe I'll even do a few tutorials or playthroughs to help them out. Also guys, with any update comes a new influx of Steam purchases, and hopefully Redbeat uses the profits they get from chapter 3 to expand their team or to just make updates a little faster in the future. If we're lucky, we might get to see all of these things unfold within the next few weeks if they decide chapter 3 was finally ready to be released. Who knows? I still personally think we will see the chapter 3 update, or at least a trailer or announcement for it to drop within the month of November. Listen guys, you need to take that with a pinch of salt though, because Redbeat are very secretive, and I spoke about this on stream. They don't really like to talk much, and that's sometimes considered a good thing because they do not make fake promises. So they will not be telling us when they think chapter 2 might release until they are 100% certain that they're happy with their product and that they don't want to make any final changes. So when they do finally announce chapter 3, we know that update is finally polished, ready, and they believe we're going to enjoy it a lot. Meaning there's hopefully not going to be many bugs, and as we all know, Redbeat updates are always foolproof. They are absolute perfectionists and will polish this update till the end of the earth. So at least for me, I'm happy to wait at least another month until chapter 3 comes out. And you know what? If it does come out in 2022, which by the way, I do not think it will, I'm fine with it. Because after all, Redbeat are just university students and they've got a small team. They could never have expected Raft to grow to the proportions that it has. And of course, because the game is so good, people want so many updates. And with that small of a team, it's just not possible. Maybe in the future that will change, but for now, I've got a lot of patience with Redbeat because I admire their stuff and I'm really quite proud of where they've come. But that's all for today, guys. If you enjoyed, leave a like if you want, you don't have to, and of course subscribe if you're new. It does help me out, and you can always unsubscribe if you just stop liking my content. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and I'll see you next time.